Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Into 2021 already. I just can't really believe it. I can't believe where this year's gone. It seems like it's still 2020, and that doesn't really have anything to do with all that was going on in 2020, but a little bit, I guess, because we're still dealing with that kind of stuff. But just wanted to pop in. I don't really have anything going on. I'm not tasting anything. I'm not working on anything. Just kind of sitting around here at home alone on New Year's Eve. So I thought I'd see how everybody was doing. Kind of wrap up the year for me. Want to thank some people and give them a little shout out here on YouTube. I started watching YouTube almost every day about a year ago, and I found several channels that I've just been, checking out pretty regularly. And I got a little list here. So just want to say thanks to these people for keeping an interest in YouTube and having me think, well, maybe I can do stuff on YouTube. And I'm not, popular by any stretch of the imagination, but I do have 115 subs now. And so I only need, 885 to be able to monetize it. But I need to find something that people really want to watch. Stick with one thing. I think I've tried several different things, and some get more clicks, some don't. Like my news coverage for the newspaper I work for, that gets good hits. I go to a fire, do a little video, it gets a couple thousand views. I drink a gingerbread Mountain Dew and I get 27. It's just a little hit and miss. Some of my convention videos are over 100 views, which is still pretty poor. Thinking about YouTube, when I look at these channels I'm going to talk about that have thousands or a million hits or whatever. But these are some of the guys that I've enjoyed over the last year or so. And 6 months ago, I really started trying to get more serious about YouTube, and I'm trying to stick with it. It's kind of a bummer when I don't have a bunch of subscribers and people looking at a lot of my videos or whatever, but I'll keep doing it. We'll figure out what that is that I need to do to get people's attention. But anyway, thanks to these folks, we got Vice Grip Garage. Derek, he works on cars, and he's moved from Minnesota, which is why I really started watching to begin with, because he reminded me of my friend Nathan that lives up in Minnesota. He's moved to Tennessee now, which is cool. He's got a nice shop. I just watched his latest video of him working on some old Ford. And it, stuff that happens to me, think I have something fixed. I'm driving down the road and the radiator hose blows. Spoiler alert, but not that anybody watches this anyway, so. And through Vice Grip Garage was really the first channel I started watching on YouTube. I found Junkyard Diggs, and he's always got good stuff going on. He lives up by Ames, so I'm real familiar with that area. Right now, him and his friends are digging out a bunch of cars somewhere up there, and it's been a good series. Ryan with Iowa Classic Cars, I noticed he had a channel. I'd actually talked to him a couple times on Facebook because I have a 62 Impala, and he works on a lot of Impalas and stuff. Never really bought anything from him because he was a little too far of a drive for me to get stuff. But he's a cool guy and got a good thing. DD Speed Shop, he's up in Canada. I've been watching him put together a Chevy Nomad for the past couple weeks, and I've been watching him for 6 months. Just great guy. Seems really relatable, pretty cool guy. And then some, the weirder ones I watched, they call him the Review Bra, and he gets fast food and reviews fast food, but he's just such dry humor and quick wit that I just can't look away. But he's called the Report of the Week if you want to look him up. Then some of the funny ones, Ryan George, he's got his pitch meetings that are just hilarious. And me and my sister quote him all the time, almost every day. Camelot 331, he started his channel complaining about his job at GameStop, and he just kind of reports what's going on in different, different stores and stuff. Lowe's, he talks about Lowe's and stuff all the time. Retail is what I was trying to think of. As I've told you before on these videos, sometimes I just forget words. Dictor Van Doomcock. He's wears a mask. He says he's the future ruler of Earth, but he really just discusses pop culture stuff and pop culture issues. One of the things he says is "go woke, go broke," and I don't know if I always agree with that, but he's got some pretty entertaining stuff and some good insights on stuff. Along with us, Clownfish TV, they kind of cover the same kind of stuff as Doomcock, and they actually, they mention each other too quite often. So if you want to check that out, Anton Petrov is keeping me up on what's going on up in space. He's talking about the James Webb Telescope recently and the quantum entanglement of tardigrades, possibly. It's just, all this other stuff is just entertainment pretty much. But Anton, you can actually really learn something from him. And then one that I watch every single day. I don't know why. I just want these guys to win. Johnny Escato and his son Third Hand, they call themselves. They live out in California. Every day they buy between $80 and $150 of lottery tickets and just scratch them off. And they've had some big wins and not too many. And then they started another channel not too long ago called Third Hand Slots, where they go to the casino every day and try to win. They've had a little bit of success at that, Leaving the casino a couple $100 up isn't anything to sneeze at. So those are pretty fun. And like I mentioned, I got 115 subscribers now. When I did my first started thinking, well, maybe I'll try to be a little more serious about this YouTube thing. Like I said, it hasn't really worked out that much for me, but 2022, we're going to keep plugging away and do these videos. Maybe I'll get some more equipment. As you can see, probably in the reflection back here, I got a ring light. My mom said, "What do you want for Christmas?" I said, "I don't know. A ring light I can use for YouTube videos, a little better lighting," which, looking at the videos testing this, it doesn't really bring anything to this, but maybe a little better lighting on some of the stuff I do. Kind of lost my train of thought here, but okay. I was getting to the winner of the $4 in special prize. So I did a random number generator when I had 101 subscribers. I got 115 now, so this is running a little late, if you can imagine that. And I was gonna I'll count down, or I'll count up from the bottom from the people that have been with me and see who won. It landed on, I think it was 15. I don't remember now. I'll splice the video in right now. So we'll come back here in just a second. Well, we did it. We got 101 subscribers now. I don't know why I'm saying we, because it's me. But anyway, cried around on Facebook a little bit, and some people were nice enough to bump me over 100 subs. And I have 101 now, so we'll put 101 here in this random number generator on the old internet. I'll click generate here, and we got number 14. All right, so there was the video of me using a random number generator, and whatever it was, I think it was 15. I can't stop my video now, look. But so I said, oh, I'll just count up, and then I ran into a little problem that not everybody that subscribed to me shows up. It's only people that have a public profile or something like that. So not all 100 of them are on there. I still counted up from the bottom, but not everybody really had a chance. I'm sorry about that. I don't know how other channels do it. I'll have to research that for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway in the next 20, 30 years or so. Got me a little bit of vodka and cola here for New Year's Eve. So anyway, I did that, counted up, and it was Karen Tucker who won the giveaway. I don't know if she'll be watching this video. I don't know what video got her to subscribe. I don't know anything about YouTube, really. Just throwing stuff on here and hoping something sticks, really. But it does have her email on there, so I'll shoot her an email and tell her she won. If she wants the prize, I will send it out to her. That's no problem. And I gotta still figure out what little present I'm gonna give her. I got so much stuff laying around here, guys. I got a bunch of stuff. I got a Cricut over here, so make decals, so I could send her a decal, anything she want made. Whatever. I got this Elvira candle here I made. supernatural candle here I made, stuff like that. So we'll get in touch with her and see if she wants the prize. If she doesn't respond, I'll just, I don't know, give somebody else, whatever. But she only has 9 subscribers as of today. I just looked at her profile on YouTube, and she looks like her videos are mostly her singing. So that never hurts. A little music never hurts anybody. So go check her out, Karen Tucker, on YouTube. Hit subscribe and like for her too as well. Hit subscribe and like for me. So what else is going on? This is just kind of a freestyle. Hopefully my face is in the camera and I don't have to record this all again. But, well, I guess big news today, New Year's Eve, and Betty White checked out. I was in Walmart with my sister, and my friend Miranda down there in Missouri sent me a message that said Betty White died. I was like, seriously? Because me and my sister were just talking about that. Several celebrity deaths recently. She's like, well, when do you think Betty White will go? And I'm like, next 4 to 5 months, I imagine, because she was going to turn 100 next month. But it happened today, so I said, Sandy, it's happened. And I showed her the thing on the phone that said Betty White died. And she was like, no! And I said, I'm surprised we didn't hear every phone in Walmart beeping simultaneously, letting everyone know that it had happened. But anyway, I know in one of her movies, Betty White said she's just a hamburger waitress from Keokuk, Iowa, which is where I am. So, a little connection, I guess, between Keokuk and great Betty White. But she passed away today. So that's kind of a bummer heading into 2022, but, we all got to go sometime, right? What else is going on in 2022? It went by pretty fast, like I said. I can't even really remember much that happened this year as far as big events for me, as far as life-wise. I kept plugging away at work, I did doing this YouTube thing. Started with the hot chip video. I was like 600 something, views. I think it's in the 700s now, but 600 like right away. I'm like, oh, this is it. And then my follow-up stuff is like trickling up numbers, That's fine. I gotta find something more interesting, I guess. As far as car stuff, what I really wanted to be kind of a big part of my channel. The Impala I didn't get very far with this year. My whole goal was to get new tires for it, and not a very lofty goal, pretty easy to get accomplished. I did get the wheels. I'm taking the 85 Monte Carlo checkerboard wheels off of it and putting on the old steel wheels and hubcaps, just a little more original look. I can't decide which tires I want to get. Kind of want some white wall type things, but the wide white walls are too expensive for me. So maybe we'll just go find some white letters again that's like on it now. So I'll get that accomplished here in the spring. I might take the interior out and get the floor patched up in the spring. I'm gonna need some welding type stuff for that. So do have a couple friends that can handle that. Car stuff with the auction, it's going all right. Kind of want to look into getting a dealer's license in the next year, but there's so much in Iowa you have to figure out on that. Like, you have to have a shop in Iowa, and you have to have a landline phone for some reason. So I could get the landline phone, it's not that big of a deal, but the shop, is my garage good enough? My house is in a business zoned area, because this house used to be like an insurance office or something. So that's no problem, but the last thing the state seems to do is come and inspect your shop, and if my garage isn't good enough to be the shop, then that's the last thing I'm going to find out after I go through the whole thing. Does it make any sense? No, but it's government. I mean, what can you do? So looking into that, actually getting the license stuff, you have to take a class, used car dealer class, and that all is not going to be all that expensive. The expensive part would be just buying, 3 or 4 cars to start out with that are a little better than the stuff we've we've been buying and driving and then selling. So that might be coming up 2022, maybe 2023. It's all right. I like going up to the auction and looking at the cars. Some of the people, I think, I've dealt with a lot of really cool people, and I've dealt with a lot of people that weren't so cool. Like the dad that showed up here with his teenage son. He was, 9:30 at night, obviously been drinking, got in the car and was smoking in the car. Like, excuse me. And then, of course, the guy, that stole the car and drove to Florida. We can't forget that one. But otherwise, that's the car stuff. Um, Tasting videos. I did that chip one, and I'm like, I could do a couple others. That pumpkin spice ramen was the nastiest stuff. So if you want to see that video, go check that out. Gingerbread Mountain Dew wasn't too bad. I saw pumpkin spice almonds at Walmart today, Christmas clearance. I'm like, maybe I'll revisit pumpkin spice, but skipped it. We'll figure something else out on that one. Otherwise, work. If you didn't know, I'm the city editor. City editor is my title at the Keokuk Daily Gate City here in town. It's a pretty stressful job most of the time. Well, a lot of weird calls, come in right now. This guy came in, I don't know, 6 months ago. Claimed to be from Romania. Seemed pretty shifty. He wanted to sell us a story about Nikola Tesla and his fight with Westinghouse. Now, everybody knows about Tesla and his fight with Edison, but maybe he fought with Westinghouse too. I don't really know, but what me and Richard, the reporter, like, how does this fit in with the Keokuk newspaper? It's, there's nothing. It's a local paper. We don't do stuff like that. And he seemed kind of upset about it, and he stayed at a hotel here in town, one of the cheaper hotels here in town. And now he writes me letters. I get a letter from him maybe once a month, and they're handwritten, looks like Unabomber stuff. Probably shouldn't even be talking about it or putting it out in public here, but two of the letters were wanting me to go down to the hotel he stayed at and get a refund for him and send it to him. Like, I'm sorry I'm the only person you know in town, but I'm not going to do that. So, but this last letter said I haven't responded to his last two letters. I'm like, that's because you're staying in hotels all over the country. Where am I supposed to respond to? He gave me his business card, but it has a Romanian email address on it, and he said it didn't work. So I have no clue. And he said he was going to have somebody call and try to buy the paper from me, like as if I own the paper. I'm just a writer. I'm the head of the news department. I'm not anything to do with that. So this last letter said, apparently you didn't want to sell the paper. Maybe there's a lot of low-class people in Keokuk. I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. It rambled on and on about cars and trees and whatever. I don't know, some other conspiracy he's talking about. I have no clue. So I'm sure I will keep getting letters from him. I don't know what to do about it, but just one of the little interesting quirks of my job. And then there's a lady that keeps calling. Every little minor thing she sees in the paper and doesn't like. I don't get super upset very often at work, but she really drove me over the edge the other day. I yelled at Jeff's wife that works up front about it, and I just kind of embarrassed myself a little bit, to tell you the truth, because she thought the font size was not Rebecca, this lady that calls, thought the font size was too small on this recipe page. Before that, she didn't know there were 3 students in a picture, so and so, so and so, and so and so, and then this other guy that was handing them an award she didn't understand who the three kids were. Thought I should have explained that more. And then there was a mistake on the front page. Too much to explain, but there's got little X's instead of words on the right-hand column. That was the first time I think I heard from her that I remember. Called and screamed at me about that. Then there was one other one in there, some little nothing to worry about thing. So I don't know. I've called her and explained stuff, and she never talks to me in person. It's always leaving me a message, and she leaves me her name and number, and then says I don't have to call her back, which I've only called her back once. It's just, I shouldn't let people get to me, but she just gets to me because it's just nothing. Dumb complaints. And if you're listening, stop calling me. What am I going to do about the font's too small on this recipe page after it's in the paper? Nothing you can do. Get a magnifying glass, whatever. It was a pre-produced page. We didn't even really have anything to do with it. We just put it in the paper. Anyway, and I'm not even going to go in to letters to the editor. Probably the worst part of my job, and I don't even want to talk about it because I want to start the year off on the right foot. Here it is, a couple hours before 2022. I'm not going to stay up till midnight. I don't think I've stayed up till midnight on New Year's Eve for 12 years. Even when I was married, we didn't really go out. Sometimes we'd have somebody over, and she and her friend would be doing whatever, watching a movie, drinking wine, whatever. I'm like, I'm going to bed, ladies. Good night. And I would go to bed, 10 o'clock. Wake up the next morning and say, Happy New Year. So that's how exciting my life is. Maybe that's why I'm not getting very many views on YouTube. Like I said, we'll figure it out. And it's probably getting kind of long. Let me wrap it up. Nobody wants to watch a 20-minute video of me rambling about stuff. So let me tell you what I do have coming up that I know of in the new year. I do have one idea for a tasting video. So I'll be doing that here before too long. It really sounds pretty nasty, but the person I learned about this from says it's pretty good and that her family eats it all the time. Of course, this was 10, 12 years ago. I just kind of thought of it when I was doing these videos. So we'll try that out. I won't tell you what it is yet. I might go to a Star Trek convention around my birthday in Chicago. My only problem is it's a 5-hour drive and they only have 6 guests listed. 2 of the guests are from Star Trek Discovery, which I don't care about. I haven't watched yet. Doomcock says it's horrible. Clownfish says it's horrible. Everybody says it's horrible. And I don't want to ruin Star Trek. Picard, I watched the first episode of Star Trek Picard, the new Picard series. And I thought it was alright. But everyone else says the rest of it's horrible, so I haven't finished that yet. And it's all on whatever all access that I don't want to pay for. I already pay for enough streaming stuff. And I watch mostly YouTube anyway. And so anyway, there's 2 Discovery guests. There's 1 Star Trek Picard guest. And one of the Discovery guests, who I don't remember his name, but he's at every convention I ever go to, Doug Jones. Doug Jones, I think, is his name. He's the Saru, I think, the alien captain guy. If you know anything about Star Trek Discovery, which you probably don't. I got yelled at today about Star Trek Discovery Online because I made some comment about how the Metrons shouldn't be around yet. Oh, you idiot, you even watched Discovery. They went into the future last season, yada, yada, yada. Well, I don't care. To hell with Discovery and to hell with you. Whatever. Anyway, the 3 Star Trek guests that are actually in Star Trek that I care about was Kira Nerys from Deep Space Nine. Nana Visitor is her real name. Will Wheaton, I guess. I like him more from his time on The Big Bang Theory than Star Trek The Next Generation, but he was, Wesley Crusher was an integral character on that show, so it'd be all right. I might get his autograph. And then who else? I can't even remember. Oh, Janeway, Captain Janeway from Voyager, which Voyager was okay. I didn't really like it. I didn't understand how. Spoiler alert here: Voyager goes into this place. They blow up this thing. They're in the Delta Quadrant or whatever. They blow up this thing, so they can't get back to the Alpha or Beta Quadrant. So they have to fly through 70 years of space and go into all these stupid adventures. I mean, they did have 7 or 9, so that was nice. But anywho, it's Star Trek, and ever since the original series, we've known that a ship can fly around the sun and go back in time. So all Voyager would have to have done in the first episode is go find a star, shoot around it, go back to a time when the array wasn't blown up, and go back to the Alpha Quadrant. Now I think we'll go through 7 seasons of flying through the Delta Quadrant and Harry Kim never getting promoted, a field promotion for Harry Kim. Anyway, I might go to this. I've tried to ask, I'm on the Star Trek group on Facebook, and I've asked 2 times if anybody's going to this thing, should I waste my time, blah, blah, blah. And it's one of the sites where they approve your messages, and they won't approve that message. I don't know why. I didn't say anything mean. I just said I'm not interested in Discovery, guys. And there's only 3 of the old Star Trek guys there. So should I waste my time driving 5 hours to this thing and paying either $75 for 1 day or $130 for 2 or 3 days? But you probably don't care about that. You're probably not even still watching the video. If you are, congratulations, and thanks for sticking with me. Anything else coming up in 2022 for me? I don't know. Just keep plugging away at work. New Year's resolution, I have to stop being so nice and kind of putting things off or saying what people want to hear and hoping stuff goes away, because that's bit me in the ass a couple times lately, and I just can't do it anymore. I just gotta be more direct. I try not to be mean. I don't want people to be mad at me or not like me, but I gotta change it, something. And the other big thing, every year you think you gotta lose some weight. I'm huge. I don't feel good. I got an elliptical downstairs I never get on. When I moved back to Keokuk, I weighed 215 pounds. I'm up to 250. Something's got to change. So I got to start working on that. And maybe fit into most of my clothes again. I was down in 2016. I got down to 196. Probably the lightest I'd been since like 8th grade. And it was pretty nice. I could fit into stuff. I looked good and stuff. In fact, I'll pop up the picture that I have comparing me now to me in 2016. I'll do that now. All right, you see what I'm talking about, if you're still here. I don't know if you're still here. But yeah, it's bad. You see how bad it's gotten. So I got to do something. So I'll try that. Try to have some willpower. Back then, I worked at a place up in Iowa Falls, the Time Citizen, and we do like a weight loss challenge every year, and there's $100 on the line. It was something to look forward to, and I came in like 2nd place 2 years in a row, and that last year, I'm going to do it this year, and I won. I got down to 196. I'd cook a Totino's pizza for dinner. I'd eat a square of it and save the other 3/4 for other meals. I can't do that now. Like, just, I don't know. There's no reason to that. No one to stop me, I guess, from eating a whole pizza or, according to the bags of chips I buy at Hy-Vee, I'm a family, You know what I mean? So we're gonna figure that out. I got to get up, start getting up and doing that elliptical or doing it after work. It's just, you get home from work and you're so exhausted, don't want to do anything. So you don't. You turn on Johnny Escato and watch him scratch off lottery tickets. You watch a couple other things, and then bam, it's time for bed, so you can get up and do it all over again. Just worn out. So I need to do it in the morning, although they say it's better for you to exercise in the afternoon or evening. But I just get up, do it in the morning, watch something on Netflix while I'm, riding the elliptical, get it done, take a shower, go to work, and then it's done, and then figure out the eating part next. Eating like a portion instead of 25 portions. Yes, I've been doing it. Alcohol isn't really helping either. A lot of empty calories through there. When I was up in Iowa Falls, my wife, ex-wife now, of course, she's from Ukraine. The, Russian, the driest Russian I have ever met in my life. She didn't like to drink, some wine here and there once in a while, but she didn't, which means I didn't like to drink, or so she thought. So I wouldn't drink. On Friday evening after work, I'd buy 2 beers, and I would watch some TV and drink those 2 beers, and that was my drinking. Now there's nothing to stop me. I can drink as much as I want. I can eat as much as I want. And I do. That's part of the problem, I guess. So anyway, enough of me whining about that. We'll get that figured out, hopefully. And I have a Halloween costume that I bought a couple years ago. I really want to wear, but I cannot fit into it unless I lose probably more than 50 pounds. I'd like to get down to, 190, past what I was. Some people say I don't look good that thin, but it felt good. I could wear stuff. I was wearing a large t-shirt, this thing here, which I made with my Cricut, by the way. It's a Doctor Who shirt. But it's a 3X. And, it's not the loosest thing on me, which is sad, because I was wearing large t-shirts at one time when I was down there at 196. So really that's probably the biggest thing in the new year I gotta figure out. So we'll check back in next new year with my 1-year-old ring light then. Hopefully it's still going. That's about it. One last thing I don't understand. How come no one has wrapping paper at the after Christmas sales? Usually Walmart, rows and rows and boxes of this crap until it's like 10 cents. That's when I would get it. I never thought I'd run out of wrapping paper, but this year I was running low. It's been about 10 years since I bought wrapping paper. The wife again would buy a ton of it at every after Christmas sale. I'm like, we already have 75 rolls of wrapping paper. We don't need any more. But it's 10 cents, whatever. So last year I did wrap my truck in wrapping paper for something the Keokuk Main Street or Chamber of Commerce was doing. So that probably took care of a lot of it. But now I couldn't find it this year. I went to Walmart the day after Christmas and there's half a box and it was like $5 still. Not even close to a deal. Dollar General doesn't have any. Shopko's out of business. I don't know where else to go. Target maybe if I get there, but that's in Burlington. Not planning on going there anytime soon. I don't know. But not a big issue to worry about. And maybe I'll do some more of these rambles. Maybe a little more put together than just straight up rambling. All I had was my notes about the YouTube channels I watched in the winter of the $4 for going over 100 subscribers. So if you want to take pity on me and you haven't subscribed and you're stumbling across this thinking, what the hell is this? Go ahead and subscribe and then just forget about it, you know? I got tons of people I've subscribed to that I don't really watch. Every once in a while I'll scroll through, but you just subscribe and forget about it. And it just helps me out, you know? Help someone out, you know? That time of year, the season of giving. All right, that's about it. Hopefully I'm kind of in frame in this and I don't have to do it all again. But Happy New Year, everyone, and it's been nice to hang out with everybody this year. Hope we keep going, and I don't know, maybe I'll find a good, we'll do some good videos on the Impala here in the spring. Really start digging into that, get that put together, because I'd really like that to be a nice drivable vehicle to just take to, you know, car shows, car cruises, and be comfortable and reliable again like it was when I got it in 1994. That's about it. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.